Hey everyone, Anthony here, PG2 Podcast, and as you're seeing right here, this is a clip that Zack Snyder just released of the Zack Snyder Justice League. Alright? Some people don't know about this. Alright? Go subscribe to HBO Max and get ready for March 25th, because not only are you getting Zack Snyder's Justice League, you're also getting Godzilla vs. Kong. But just for Justice League alone, Zack Snyder's Justice League, the story behind this whole movement is just unreal, man. Because anybody that's seen Man of Steel, which is fantastic, one of the best comic book movies ever made, and movie, it's just a great movie, and then seen BVS, which I think is one of the best comic book movies as well. The way that Zack Snyder made it realistic and not corny, and it's just a realistic take on what would happen if Batman and Superman's worlds collided. Alright? Which then brought in Lex, Steppenwolf, Darkseid, because of Steppenwolf's there, right? And Martian Manhunter was behind the scenes in BVS. If you watch that movie, I think Superman knew that there was Martian Manhunter. Just my opinion. All right, you'll see at the end where he stops the drone missile. Because if Superman could see X-ray vision, right, he may be able to see something in Martian Manhunter. I don't know. Just a little thing there. So, but Zack set it up so that we were going to get these characters in Justice League. When unfortunate tragedies happened with Zack, from what I was reading, and I got that guy Sean's book from Screen Rant, I think it is. But from what I'm reading, there was a lot going on during the time that Justice League was shot, with Joss Whedon involved. From what I'm just throwing out there, and what I've read, because I don't know any of these people. But to me, it looks like Joss was brought on because of Avengers, and he may have been there trying to give advice and get in the way of Zack's vision. And then Zack had so much going on in his life, that and rightfully so, it's horrible. He needed time for himself. He didn't need that extra headache from all that shit going on with WB getting involved, Warner Brothers, and bringing on Joss. And then Joss took over and fucked up the whole goddamn movie. The movie I watch it as a comedy of how bad it is. When I did see it, I'm like, this. You ever see one of those movies that suck so bad you can't look away? It's a train wreck. That's how bad that movie is. It was made fun of. So I know I'm a Marvel guy as well, but you talk to these diehard Marvel people, they make fun of that shit because of how bad it is. It is like Batman and Robin with George Clooney, that bad. Of where it was at with Zack, with Man of Steel, BVS, and then the studio got involved again with Suicide Squad, and ruined David Ayer's whole vision for that movie. And then we got this. I mean, look at this. This here is so amazing. And what some of the issues are, and I get what's going on. Marvel has its own universe, and I'm a fan. I love the MCU. But I can see as a comic book fan where Marvel had taken things from this movie and from Zack's whole world and taken it and pretty much stole the ideas, man. If Zack was able to put this out originally as planned, I don't think Endgame would have had as much of an impact as it did. I liked, a lot of people, even my diehard Marvel fans, my brother, they don't like Endgame. I love Endgame. And the end fight scene there is amazing to me. And but I don't know if it would have had that much of an impact if they would have got this first. I'd be like, holy crap, this is what could have been. Because here, just with Steppenwolf fighting the Amazonians, you don't really see. We got Thanos fighting the Hulk. A couple fight scenes with Thanos up until Endgame, right? But this here, I mean, I can't even imagine how much more fight scenes are going to be with this. And it's a shame that this wasn't it was originally released, man, because I was so looking forward to it, and even in the first 5 minutes of the original Justice League, I was laughing. I was like, this is just shit. I could tell right off the bat the direction of where that movie was going. And there was a disappointment, to say the least. And that should be a lesson learned for now that AT&T took over. Don't take away from what the writer and the director's vision is, where they were going. There's a fan base there. And they were like, oh, it's not making billions of dollars, and then the merchandising part. If you watch what happened to Tim Burton with Warner Brothers, that's how we got Batman and Robin with George Clooney. All right? They wanted corny, bullshit, neon guns in Batman's world. Like, Batman's world is realistic. It's what's going on, the crime in the streets that's real. Right? He's not fighting some jackass holding a neon bright gun with the freaking lights all over it, And that's the direction they did. And they ruined Tim Burton's entire vision just so they can sell more toys. And then people that actually bought the fucking comics was like, what the hell is this bullshit? And there was something, I could ramble on about this all day because I love, I read a lot of comics, and this here, Injustice is like, people talk about the dark comics for a reason, because the amount of conflict and stuff that's involved in them. So, some of the best comic books made is that, with Miller, and, even when in the Marvel world, with House of M or something. It's a great comic, the Infinity Saga. I mean, it's just fantastic the way that it's told. And the fact that WB didn't want to put out, where I'm getting with this, is a black suit Superman. Are you freaking kidding me? That was one of the main gripes with you stupid asses at WB. You executives crack me up, man. Just fucking morons. And I'm a business owner. That's fucking, you're a moron. To think that you don't want to put out a black suit Superman because you think it's dark or something, stupid asses. I have kids. I have 2 sons and a daughter. That conflict is realistic. The guy's having a realistic conflict, and you don't want to put it out because you want him bright and bubbly. Bullshit. We had that shit. We already seen it. I've seen it. We want to see a new direction for it. We don't want to sit here and just continue to see bubbly bullshit with Superman. And I think Zach's take on this, I can't wait. I just saw another screenshot. Let's see if I can find it to show it on here. And I don't know how realistic this is. Check this out. Could you see that? That's Steppenwolf over Superman's grave, and then on the bottom here is the grave with the dirt raising up, and that CGI is Superman. Is that real? Because, holy crap, compared to the bullshit that we got in Justice League. And you know what? I swear I hope Ray Fisher gets justice with all this shit, man. Because what they did to Cyborg in that movie. So, just real quick again, even with that, there was a lot of shit that went on with Joss Whedon and Ray Fisher. And just there, in one scene, Gal Gadot didn't even want to be in it because she had her stunt double do it because he wanted to do like a kinky scene with Flash laying on the ground and his head in her breasts and stuff like they did in Avengers with Black Widow and Hulk. Josh, he had no idea to me what the characters were leading up to this point because we seen them, a glimpse of it in BVS with the Flash, Aquaman, Wonder Woman was in, BVS. We got to see a piece of everything, Cyborg. And these characters were being groomed for this movie and telling their backstory. And we got none of that shit in Joss Whedon's backstories in that movie. It was crap. We got a little bit of Flash, a fight scene with Wonder Woman, Cyborg a little bit, but nothing was like going anywhere with it. I can't wait to see the way that Zack goes with Cyborg's backstory and what was supposed to originally be put out. So where I was getting at this guy ramble all day. I'm watching this too. Is there was a movie put out in 2016? I think it was 2016. It's called Justice League, and Zack Snyder had to walk away from it, and either because of the family tragedy or WB was doing some bullshit as well, and it was a combination of both. And when he did, Joss Whedon took over Zack Snyder's film and completely fucking ripped it apart. And the fans knew that Zack was already working on something amazing because he was sharing it. And when we went to the movies to see the shit, it was garbage. Just complete garbage. So that movie had nothing to do with The Man of Steel and BVS and the other movies that Zack was involved with to combine the Justice League. And they started doing that with David Ayer's Suicide Squad. And WB fucked everything up. And people are going to pay to see what they want to support. And people are not paying for that shit. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan of the Wonder Woman 84. I thought that was a shit movie. Compared to where Zack, and it shortly after, Zack released a photo of Wonder Woman holding the heads. I mean, that alone, to me, and I had asked him on Vero, but that alone to me was like, hey, listen, this is where I wanted to go with Wonder Woman. And they wouldn't even do that. So, he could have done something different where we already had comical bullshit of every aspect of DC in movies in the past. And it was, nobody wanted to see that shit. And it basically put Batman away for 10 years. Almost 10 years, and put Superman away for 20 years. Nobody wanted to see that shit. If you want to see comical stuff, go watch maybe a Saturday morning cartoon, if they don't exist anymore, but watch some of the animated series for kids on the stuff. Don't do that with DC with animated, because they put out some really good adult comic stuff. But yeah, so they screwed everything up for Zack's vision, and people were pissed, and that's how that movement started. Zack, released the Snyder Cut, So, and I got a cool Dark Side shirt under here that came out. So I can't wait to see this movie, man. So we're about a little over a month away. Me and my brother have been waiting for it for freaking years now, and this here is what it should have been about. And unfortunately, WB had fucked up, but AT&T seems to be doing an HBO Max, so go subscribe to HBO Max, because if you're a fan of this stuff, depending on how many subscribers they get, and money talks, man. So for $20 a month or whatever the hell it is, $13 a month or whatever, I have it. Support it. And let's see if we can get more of the movies that we enjoy. Because if not, they're going to make bullshit. If you're not a huge fan of the stuff, I get it. But I'm pretty sure you're gonna really love this. That we may stream this movie live, like as a reaction thing. I'm not sure yet when it comes out, but this here is better than the entire Justice League released. So let's get restore the Snyderverse, hashtag restore the Snyderverse, and actually also hashtag release the Ayer cut, because if we get that released too, that will show some things that were supposed to be in it. And supposedly David Ayer had put in more Jared Leto and just so much more stuff, man. If we're getting this little snippet, and David Ayer had put out a little snippet of Joker, we would probably get a much better movie in the end. And it's the fans that are going to move this movement. All right? All right, everyone, take care. I'm going to go get ready. I want to watch this so bad, man. Let's watch it one more time, man. Oh, man. Look how much more thought is put into this little scene than the whole damn thing that Joss Whedon did. And it's like a disgrace, dude. Like, they even release and put your name attached to that shitty ass work that you did.